All right, let's dive right in. Today we're unpacking a blockbuster deal that could genuinely change the lives of millions. We're talking about semaglutide, the miracle molecule behind Ozempic, and a truly game-changing plan to take on one of the world's biggest health challenges. So let's start with a huge question. Imagine you've created a revolutionary, world-famous drug. The problem? Well, over 100 million people desperately need it. How on earth do you even begin to bridge a gap that massive?
Well, the answer isn't just to try and make more of it. It's about thinking in a completely different way. And that's exactly what's happened here. Novo Nordisk, the innovators behind Ozempic, have teamed up with the healthcare giant Abbott for a massive launch in India. This partnership is the key, and it's what we're going to break down.
To really get why this deal is so significant, you first have to understand the two companies involved. This isn't just any old collaboration. We're talking about a strategic alliance between two very different kinds of giants, an innovator and a powerhouse, each bringing one crucial piece of the puzzle.
And this is where it gets really interesting, right? It's like a perfect match of strengths and weaknesses. On one side, you have Novo Nordisk. They're the brilliant minds who created the drug, but they're hitting a wall. They literally cannot make enough of it to meet global demand. And on the other side, you've got Abbott, an absolute behemoth in India with this massive, already established sales force and distribution network. So you see, Novo has the key, and Abbott has the millions of doors it can unlock.
So, why did these two giants absolutely need to team up? Let's be clear, this partnership wasn't just a matter of convenience. It was forged out of pure necessity. It's a direct response to a perfect storm, an unbelievable level of medical need crashing right into a very real global shortage.
Just look at this number for a second. 101 million. That's not a typo. That's the number of people in India currently living with diabetes. To put that into perspective, that's more than the entire population of Germany. It is a staggering public health challenge and an immense unmet need. But believe it or not, the crisis is even bigger than that. Beyond those who already have a diagnosis, there's another 136 million people in the pre-diabetic stage. This means the potential market is enormous. Yes, but more importantly, the potential for preventative care is just off the charts.
So you have this monumental need in India. But then you have the reality from Novo Nordisk. They've been very open about the fact that global demand is simply outstripping their ability to produce the drug. This brings up the key question, right? How can you even think about tackling a market as huge as India if you can't even keep up with demand everywhere else? That's the dilemma.
And this brings us to the really brilliant solution they've come up with. Instead of a traditional launch, they've created something called the second brand strategy. It's a super innovative approach designed specifically to solve this exact supply and demand crisis.
First, a really quick clarification, just so we're all on the same page. Whether you hear the name Ozempic or Wegovy, the active ingredient we are talking about is semaglutide. Ozempic is typically for diabetes, Wegovy is for obesity, but the core molecule from Novo Nordisk is the same, and that's what's at the heart of this entire deal.
So how does this second brand strategy actually work? It's a pretty simple four-step process. Step 1, Novo Nordisk does what it does best. They manufacture the high-tech drug. Step 2, Abbott takes that drug and gives it a totally new brand name just for the Indian market. And then steps 3 and 4 are where Abbott's power really comes into play. They use their massive sales team and incredible distribution network to market and deliver this new brand all across the country.
Here's a great way to think about it. Imagine Novo Nordisk is a master chef with a secret, world-famous recipe. They can only cook so much in their own kitchen, so what do? They partner with Abbott, the giant restaurant chain, to get that recipe out to millions more people, way faster and more efficiently than they could ever dream of doing by themselves.
Okay, so we've covered the business mechanics, but what's the real-world impact of all this? This isn't just another drug launch. A partnership of this scale has the potential to fundamentally reshape India's entire healthcare market for millions and millions of patients.
This chart pretty much tells the whole story. That first bar shows what Novo Nordisk could probably do on its own in India. A respectable reach, but it's limited. The second bar shows Abbott's massive existing network. But look at that third bar. By combining forces, their potential reach isn't just added together, it is multiplied. They can get this medicine into so many more clinics, pharmacies, and communities than either of them could ever manage alone.
So what are the key takeaways here? Well, first, and most importantly, millions of Indian patients get access to a life-changing medicine much, much faster. Second, both companies walk away with huge wins.
Abbott cements its dominance in diabetes care, and Novo Nordisk cracks a vital market even with its supply issues. And finally, this whole thing could set a powerful new precedent, a new playbook for launching high-demand drugs in major global markets.
And that leaves us with one final big question to think about. What we're seeing here is a unique combination of global innovation and local logistics, of science and scale. So you have to wonder, could this model, partnering a drugs creator with a regional distribution powerhouse, be the new blueprint for how we tackle major health crises around the world? It's a powerful idea to consider. Thanks for tuning in.